Welcome back to another episode of We Are Going to Enter the Nexus yet again in order to do those, Mulandir missions with the squad mates. Also, why do I have the wrong headgear active? I mean, I have the white one, but I want to go for the red one instead. I got the white one, but I want to have the red one. Totally forgot about that. Either this, or this is a result of the loading and saving kind of thing. Maybe that's what happened. Whatever. Let's... Okay, the world map cannot be entered, so as long as you're underground or inside a base or whatever, you can't do that. What else do we have here? It doesn't seem to be anything else active, nothing got triggered or whatever. Neat. Ah, and there we got Yria. So let's talk to her right now. Talk to Yria in the Nexus. Miles to go before I sleep. Wait, what?
Interesting.
So, this is it, isn't it? Our base of operations?
So it seems.
An ancient shaper city on a quest to find a cure for the Bloodburn. And we're working for the purity of light. Sounds crazy if you say it like that. Just some weeks ago, I thought I'd be in Greyfell now, trying to make a fresh start as an innkeep.
Innkeep? You?
Hey, don't laugh. What's wrong with some honest work after years of defiling on the road? Getting up early in the morning, setting the tables, serving mulled wine and stew to tired, weary souls. Just a simple, honest life.
Well, okay. There's some romance to that. Innkeeping can be tiresome too.
Innkeeping is fun, until you find yourself on your knees at dawn, clearing up the puddles of vomit and beer these tired, weary souls left behind when they were done carousing.
Or you just figure out a much faster way of cleaning up behind everybody.
Quite the cynic, aren't you?
Yeah, no more adventuring then, what?
So, you'd leave it all behind? The adventuring?
You know. People always act as if these decisions are final. The only way to find out how much I'd like that kind of life is by taking a chance, isn't it? And if one day I wake up and find myself in need of a change, I can still pack up my things and hit the road again. Upsides of elven blood. There's plenty of time.
Yeah, I can always change that. That's actually a very interesting way of looking at it. I hope you aren't feeling forced to stay here. For what it's worth, I like having you around. Oh, is there a romance option? I hope not.
For what it's worth, I enjoy your company.
Even if she always is like the consciousness, always going against the decision.
Sure you do. Who else would patch you up after the next monumental battle?
Indeed.
Anyway, talk later, shall we? I'm sure you've got battles to prepare.
Indeed, I do. Wait, that was it? Advance in the main... Oh, so this was some of these... Talk to them and you find out about their backstory and whatever kind of situations.
Corporal? Need anything?
Okay, just wondering, how are you?
How are you holding up?
I think I'm good. And you? You're the pariah carrying out Aeonir's will, not me.
Getting by.
I'm getting by.
Whoa, that... with a bit more upbeat would be great.
Aren't we all? So, can I help you with something?
Could you tell me a bit about your homeland?
Could you tell me a bit more about your homeland? Finn and Mir?
Well, it's not my homeland anymore, but yeah, shoot.
How is human culture different from elven culture?
How is human culture different from elven culture?
I assume you mean Northander from Finn and Mir? There isn't one elven culture, as little as there's just the humans. Generally spoken, though, I wouldn't say they're too different. Especially not compared to the orcs. Life is a lot slower, mainly due to our lifespan, and elves are even more defined by tradition than humans. They revere nature and value tradition and rules above all else, and they are extremely aware of what they say, how they say it, and to whom.
Interesting.
Which also makes it very easy to offend an elf. I'm an exception in that regard, but that was something my vagrant years taught me. But then again, not all elves are like that. There are some who care as little about Ellen the White Tree and the traditions as a troll cares about his morning toilet.
Meaning they just throw it out the window if they would have any. What role does magic play in Finn and
What
Mir?
role does magic play among elves?
It's everywhere. Magic is considered a gift of Ellen, and it defines your standing in every possible way. We may have talked about that already, but the whole council who runs the country is made up of mages. Which is why the Purity will have a hard time finding followers in Finn and Mir, should they ever be naive enough to try.
I doubt that will ever happen.
Wait. And aren't all elves kind of magical? Somewhat? What's it like to live for so long?
Elves have a very long lifespan. What's it like to live for so long?
And I don't even know how old she is.
Hard to say, since I don't know what a human body feels like. As an elf, you simply take it for granted. When I first realized how short a human life is during my travels, I was baffled. I've been on this world for 39 years now, and in the elven world, I'm hardly considered an adult. Here, I'd have delivered my 7th child by now.
7?
It's
Jesus.
strange. That's the best way to describe it. But you know what I eventually came to realize?
Tell me.
That age doesn't necessarily make you wiser. I've talked to 30-year-old humans who understood more of the world than the ancient seers of Finn and Mir. It's all about experiences.
Interesting. There was something else I wanted to ask.
Sure. What?
Oh, why did you leave Finn and
You
Mir?
never told me why you fled Finn and Mir.
Oh, now it's fled. Not leave, but fled.
Oh, well, that's a long story. One I'd rather not discuss now, if you don't mind.
Alright.
All right. Then maybe another time.
Yes, maybe.
Sounds
Corporal?
more like never.
Need anything?
Why did you join me?
This might sound odd, but why did you join me? It was me the Harbinger wanted.
Why are you asking? If you want me to leave, you can just say it. No hard feelings.
No, I just want to understand. You've been putting yourself in a lot of danger for our cause.
I guess so. Well, I hate to disappoint, but I don't think there's a particular reason. As you pointed out in the prison, I'm a fugitive as much as you are, and my best chance of survival was sticking with you.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. That's a very, 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 very harsh way of saying goodbye. And like,
Will do.
goodbye. More like, goodbye. Very weird. Also, what I want to do is not use those thingies as some kind of portals. I want to use them as... Yeah, what do I want to use them for? I want to use them similar to the Spellforce 1 equivalent of these. So you just right-click them, and then you select out of all the teleportation stones. Then you just appear there.
The Shaper's magical and technological...
And you can just appear in, like, any area, really. Not just... Whoa. Someone put an awful lot of books in here now. Made this thing their home. So, Isgrimm.
Yeah, Tahar. Wait, what's that?
What's what?
I'm sorry?
That thing you've got there, that shard. Can I take a look at it for a second?
It's probably the golem thingy, isn't it?
Niehaus hammer. This is amazing. No, more than that. This is phenomenal.
I don't follow. What's so special about this thing?
This thing, as you call it, is part of an artifact.
Oh,
one
that
that
artifact.
the scholars have been writing about for centuries. Blazes Tahar. Sometimes I wonder why it's always you who find such treasures, and not me.
Well, because I take my sweetest time walking about the whole bloody map.
Look, if you find more of these, please bring them to me as fast as you can. It might be possible to reconstruct them, and that... I can't even begin to imagine what that would entail.
It's not it might, it's might.
Okay. If I find more pieces, I'll bring them to you.
Oh, one Isgrimm's artifact schematics. That's interesting.
You have to. Niehaus hammer, I still can't believe it.
So we got ourselves some schematics. What? Oh, and also something about the golems. Yada yada. Ah, alabaster golem. To self-repair. Yeah, that was just the smaller version of this thing. But Huh. That one looks like the one you see at the beginning that safeguards the whole area. The whole of Mulandir. Now, where are those schematics you was talking about? The Scholar, Purity of Light and Essay, Shaper, Journal, Isgrimm's Artifact Schematics, that's the one. Isgrimm's Artifact Schematics. Axe of the Mountains. Haft, Head, Knob. Master of Life and Death, Blade, Hilt, Knob. There's always a knob. Then the Great Axe of the Chieftain. Haft, Head, Head. Top piece and a bottom piece and another knob. Might of the Giants. Have 2 heads again and no knob this time. Then we got the Executioner's Blade. A blade, tip and a hilt. And the Hammer of the Smith. A haft and a head. Call of the Forest. A top plate, a bottom plate and some rune. Shield of Benediction. A handle, an outer plate and an inner plate. And the Sword of the Renegade. A plate, a hilt, but no knob. Now, very, very interesting. Very interesting. And what do I have as resources here? Like, this is a Master of Life and Death. It's the hilt. Ah, okay. It says exactly what it's good for. It's not that you have to decide what artifact weapon you want to build out of it. It is exactly meant for the Master of Life and Death, and it's the hilt part of it. It's not that it's a hilt that can be used for any other object that also needs a hilt.
I found some materials.
But okay.
Could you use these to upgrade your armor?
Oh, okay. So Master of Life and Death is 1 out of 3. And this is therefore Isgrimm's armor.
Let me
Good.
see. Oh, yeah, that could work. I'll start working as soon as possible.
Alright.
Great.
And that was it.
There we go. Thanks, Tahar.
Did it change anything? I think so. It got more detailed around the shoulders, I believe. Maybe a bit heavier even on the arms. Let's see. Can I see a difference in him? I don't know. I did not really notice any before and after changes or so. It's just that well-made Windwall armor. Ooh, 30 and whatnot. What are his... I can't really check his values right now, so what are his defense? 48. So his defense didn't really change much. It might be that the magic resistance got higher a little bit. I don't know. Help Isgrimm with further armor improvements. The discarded woven plate mail, reinforced adamantium slab, and woven shoulder pads. What else we got?
How nice of you to come by.
Oh, and then there's probably echoes of the past that I'm talking about right now.
Made yourself comfortable?
Comfortable? Believe me, being comfortable is the last thing on my mind right now.
Oh, really?
Just look at this place. A Shaper city. Don't you feel it too? This sense of divinity?
Well, not really. You seem to be excited to be here.
You seem to be quite excited to be here.
Why, of course I am. Tahar, I'm not sure if you understand how much this means to me. The forgotten city of Mulandir, the heritage of the Shapers. Since my childhood days, I've dreamed of this. I suppose what I'm trying to say is, thank you. You and the Harbinger have made this dream come true.
Yeah, we did this together. Yeah, you're welcome. Don't forget that we are here for a reason. Yeah, you're welcome. Well, you're welcome. But in this case, I definitely managed to get here with a good tank like this dude.
Well, all we did was save you from the orcs. You were the one who found the entrance.
Actually, I found the entrance myself, but...
You make it sound as if saving me from those greenskins was an easy feat. It wasn't. Anything else I can help you with? If not, I'd like to take another look at that rune LeCain gave us. It's at least as amazing as this place.
Interesting. So, now it's just all about advancing the main story with the echoes of the past and advancing the main quest for miles to go before I sleep. Then there's also this. It doesn't really, like, it says where it's gonna play out, this mission. But it does not say that this is Isgrimm stuff. This should just tell you that it's all about Isgrimm, but okay. There should be something in here telling you that this is squad related.
Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
Well, let's go through everything. Where did you meet Lacay?
There's something I've been wondering about. How did your cooperation with the Harbinger begin?
Well, that was simple. I was in Everlight at the time, on request of a nobleman. He'd hired me to do some work on an artifact collection of his. One night, a courier contacted me and gave me a letter. The message outlined the mission and the pay, even though the latter was almost irrelevant to me once I realized what it was that Lacay wanted me to find.
Mulandir.
Yeah, you know the rest of the story.
And what do you think of the Harbinger now?
What are your thoughts on the Harbinger, Rondar Lacay?
Well, he's my employer. Without him, I wouldn't be on this mission. Or, what do you mean?
I was trying to say, how do you feel about what he stands for? The purity of light, Aenir's return.
Oh, that. I'm not certain I have an opinion on these matters.
Don't you care who you're working for? Well,
Don't you care who you're working for?
Truth be told, not that much. Making a living as an archaeologist is hard enough as it is. I can't afford to be picky.
This is actually something very problematic. If it's just about the pay, and then he is a magic user, right? That means that he will be one of the people who will actually get taken out if Lacay manages to get even more foothold.
And in all honesty, aren't Lacay and his fellows just more of the same? There have always been cults who weren't happy with the Guardians and believed they had found the true and only god.
Yeah, but at least cults, well, they don't go against you, at least. Like, that's the thing.
There was even that one who believed in a sort of schizophrenic god, who was both the trinity of three different beings and the singular omnipotent god at the same time. However that's supposed to work.
And we all know who that god is, right?
Sounds funny when you think about it, but those lads were dead serious.
So you think the purity is harmless now?
So you think the purity is harmless?
It's also very interesting that this is playing out after the human past, really.
Of course they are. And like any other fanatic, he and his fellows will go down once people realize his god doesn't have all the answers.
You don't believe in Aenir's return, then?
So you don't believe in Aenir's return? In the new world?
No, I don't.
But there's truth to what the purity claims. The Guardians have been unusually silent.
Yeah, because maybe they finally realized how silly and ungrateful most of their creations are and decided not to bother anymore.
Makes sense.
What I'm trying to say is, there could be all kinds of reasons why they've withdrawn. And I doubt a bonkers robe-wearing lad such as Lacay knows the answer.
That's an interesting way of talking about your employer, but okay. Does the Harbinger know you feel that way?
Does the Harbinger know you feel that way?
No, I guess not, but he doesn't need to know about that, does he?
Lacay is different. The purity is actually very powerful.
I'm sorry, Isgrimm, but Lacay is different. The purity is more influential than any other of these cults that came and went.
Oh, now you're blowing this out of proportion. It's not that bad.
If dozens of mages being murdered and branded doesn't qualify as bad, then no, I'm not.
Fair enough. Maybe you have a point. But I don't see how it changes anything about our mission. Lacay didn't hire us to kill people, but to save them. And I consider that a respectable goal.
Well, respectable until a certain point is reached. So you're really an archaeologist?
How does one make a living as an archaeologist?
They do find a well-endowed employer, and then they go and dig things out.
Good question. One I usually prefer not to think or talk about. To be honest, it's a tough life. For some obscure reason, only very few scholars take interest in the Shaper or the Hibernian culture, even though there is so much to be found. It's a shame.
Yeah, because most people don't care much about stuff anyway. What is there to be found?
Like what? What is there to be found?
What? You mean apart from monumental steel constructs? Ghost warriors in a city full of ancient secrets to be discovered?
Well, it is kind of interesting for people that are interested in that kind of stuff, but in this case, an employer usually wants some return on their investment.
A lot. But that's another topic.
How do you explain that lack of interest?
Well, what do you think? Ignorance. No matter if it's orcs, elves, dwarves, or humans. We're all terribly bad at learning from the past. Blasted, there's so much to be found, so much to be explored. Not just riches, but the technology, wisdom, and ancient secrets. But no, for some reason, the people with the coin just don't care. The only ones who even try to access this treasure are incompetent amateur treasure hunters, who usually get their heads chopped off by the first defense mechanism they walk into.
Digging in the past doesn't do any good. Well, it is kind of a
True. It's a pity.
Well, I suppose that answers your question. The life of an archaeologist is hard, and there have been times where I questioned if all the sacrifices I've made were worth it. Yet, here I am now.
How does a dwarf end up in Northander?
I've been meaning to ask you, how does a dwarf end up so far from the Windwall Mountains?
Let's not talk about this now, shall we? Maybe later.
Very interesting. So, his past and Yria's past, both of them don't want to talk about it. Very interesting.
Alright, sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No sweat, Tahar. It's fine.
So, found out anything new about the rune?
Found out anything new about the rune?
Well, so far all I can say is that what Lacane has given you is indeed a Shaper artifact, as we suspected.
Now, big question, where did he get that artifact from?
I would write all this purity talk of the rune being a gift of Aenir off as religious nonsense if it weren't for the fact that the rune's energy actually interacts with the Godstones, shrines of Aenir.
Yeah, but still, where did he get the rune?
Which means that the Shapers and Aenir are somehow connected.
Either both of them... Well, my guess is that they draw from the same power source, really.
Somehow, yes. And I'll find out how.
At least the Godstones draw from the same power. Same as the runes, same as the Shapers. It's one and the same power source. This armor you're wearing, is it from Windwall?
That armor you're wearing looks quite special. Is it from Windwall?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's from Windwall. I forged it myself. Why do you ask?
Interesting.
Well, our smiths might be able to forge you a better one. It looks quite worn.
What? No. No, that's not gonna happen.
Why not?
It means something to me. But if it's my protection you're worried about, I can do some work on it myself. You'd have to cover the expenses, though. I'm a bit short on material these days.
Yeah, I can do that. But this is actually kind of an introduction to the Windwall Way.
Fair enough. I'll let you know if I have some resources to spare.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Tahar, may I help you with some?
Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. It's always the same goodbye. Now, let's read up on the schematics. There's artifact schematics, there's dwarven traditions, and there is Isgrimm's armor schematic. Like, see that? Isgrimm's artifact schematics and Isgrimm's armor schematics. Both of them look different. Why aren't schematics always at least placed in the same kind of icon? It would be nice to have the icons correlate to a certain kind of text, right? So you have books that have stories in it, then you have scrolls with little magical stuff on it or something like that. Then you have schematics that look like that, or schematics could be those scrolls, whatever. Something like that. Something that is just more... well... continuous, let's say. Isgrimm's armor schematics. Well-made Windwall armor. The Titanite, dwarven outer armor plating. Reinforced Windwall armor. That might be the next one. Dwarven plate mail, reinforced adamantium, reinforced dwarven shoulder pads. Yeah, that's the one that comes up next. Mastercrafted Windwall armor, dwarven skull padding, moon silver, dwarven inner armor plating, and Empyrean leather shoulder pads. So he's just changing the shoulder pads all the time. That's interesting. So, all of that is done. That's pretty much... That's weird. Out of... it's because this is sorting it by rarity, and it does not flip it around. So the most rare stuff is at the top, and the most basic stuff is at the bottom. But then you have to look for the slightly more powerful items, if necessary. Now, I could help Isgrimm. I could also just go, because there doesn't seem to be anything else I could interact with. The shrine, nothing. All of the rest, pretty much nothing. Also, I need to defeat more of those goblins. And the next part, I believe, is going onto the world map. Yeah, advance in the main mission. Yeah, bring yada yada yada. Gain some allies. That's Mulandir stuff. I don't know if I should always have every side quest active, or if I should change it, or at least deactivate the side missions for certain characters in here. Let's just hope that it sorts itself out depending on the area that I'm in. So it's always the first one that there is, and then I can just well, yeah, close it off. The thing that I wanted to do is interact with these stones and then teleport to a special stone at a special world, whatever. So this is Mulandir Nexus, but you can't select another map here. Yes. You're only... Yeah, you can only teleport on one single map. You can't just go somewhere completely different. That's the problem that I have with it, really. But the overall teleportation works with the world map system. And that is... Well, actually, that's also kind of strange. Aren't we supposed to be underground? I mean... 81 and 99. Holy crap. What do we need? And I need to be much stronger in order to fight this thing. I mean, how am I gonna fight this? I could try to fight it, really. Okay, let's try it once more. Either it works or it doesn't. And I need to fight it with holy magic, so let's skip this. I need holy stuff, so... That might be the one. 71, 71. It's the same one, basically. And... Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Will do.
I am so screwed.
Got it.
Got it. Also, I have to check if those other enemies, like the spiders up there, did respawn or not. So let's do that real quick. And if they did respawn, then we have figured out a nice way to farm things. And if they didn't, then they... Oh, there's a skeleton. Hammer of the Smith head. Ooh. Oh ho ho ho. Whoa, there's more. Oh, come on. That's really difficult to see. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. So it looks like there is actually more to find in here. And I might have just overlooked some very important artifacts because of the bodies that are lying about. And it's really difficult to see the small glimpses of this golden flickering here. It's really difficult. Unbelievable. At least I got something out of the past here.
Will do.
So, now where's the Devourer thingy? Over there. Okay, I can't really see it. Bam! Alright. Damn it, they are really slow. And I'm definitely also using the wrong kind of spells. Okay. There we go. No. There we go. Okay, let's try that. Let's see, how much damage should we do? Decent amounts. But yeah, the main problem is that the Devourer just regenerates every time he attacks something. So what I can do, really, is like... Attack once.
Whatever's necessary.
Yeah, that's not working. The idea was for me to attack him and kite them, but he's really quick, and he also has this annoying healing ability that I don't like. So every time he attacks the Forsaken, the zombies, he just regenerates an awful lot, and that's a problem for me. So I can't deal more damage because of his regeneration. And, well, I could just try to use the Void Arrow multiple times, but, yeah, I could try to do that, though. But then his attacks are just too quick, so he's just boop, 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 full health all the time. And then, I also need to call the Forsaken again, in between. And if that happens, he's just charging at me and ignores them, because the spawn animation for them is just extremely slow. So every time you want to call them, you have to call them like that, right next to you, and then you have to run away if they don't collide with you. Like, that's also another problem here. They are in your own way.
Understood.
This and the fact that you can't really click through objects, like this here.
Will do.
See that? It's just a problem. Oh, but the vegetation moves around. That is just so sweet. I love that. It's really neat. Alrighty, so before we go to the world map and continue with our little... Well, depending on what is available, we can either do side missions, main missions, but we are probably going to Kala and gain some human allies first. Until then, of course, like and subscribe. Ta-ta!